Marcus Turner's nights always began the same way, with the soft sound of his daughter Amara's laughter echoing through their tiny apartment. He'd sit with her at the kitchen table, helping her finish her homework by the glow of a single lamp. "Daddy, when I grow up, I wanna buy you a big house," she'd say, her small hands tracing imaginary windows in the air. Marcus would chuckle, kissing her forehead. "You just focus on being the best version of you, baby girl. That's all I need." After tucking her into bed, Marcus would pull on his faded work jacket, grab his thermos of coffee, and head out into the humid Atlanta night. His sister, Denise, watched over Amara while he worked. It wasn't easy being both mother and father, but Marcus had learned that love stretched further than money ever could. The building he cleaned, Langford Tower, was a massive glass skyscraper that scraped the clouds. Owned by one of the wealthiest businesswomen in the city, it was filled with marble floors, golden elevators, and people who barely noticed the janitors who kept it spotless. Marcus didn't mind. He believed dignity came from how you did your job, not what your job was. That night, the storm outside was relentless. Thunder cracked, rain battered the windows, and lightning illuminated the city like a flashbulb. Marcus was mopping the 20th floor hallway when suddenly, the lights flickered. A second later, everything went dark. The hum of the building's systems died, replaced by eerie silence. He grabbed his flashlight and radio, but the signal was dead. Then came the sound, faint, desperate banging echoing from the elevator shaft. "Hello," Marcus called out. "Is someone in there?" A woman's voice came through, sharp but trembling. "Yes, I'm stuck. Please, help me." Marcus moved quickly, shining the light through the narrow crack in the elevator doors. Inside, he could just make out the figure of a woman in a soaked business suit, clutching her phone with shaking hands. Her face was pale, panic written all over it. "Hang tight," Marcus said firmly. "I'll get you out." He ran to the maintenance room, grabbed a crowbar, and returned to the elevator. The emergency system wasn't responding, and the power backup seemed fried. He jammed the crowbar between the doors and began prying them open, his muscles straining. The metal groaned, and the woman gasped as the gap widened. "Okay, ma'am, you'll need to crawl through," Marcus instructed. "Careful, don't rush." The woman hesitated, terrified. He offered his hand, steady and strong. "Trust me," he said softly. She took it. Inch by inch, she pulled herself through, heels snapping, hair disheveled. When she finally stumbled out, Marcus caught her before she fell. For a moment, their eyes met, hers filled with gratitude and disbelief. "You saved me," she whispered. Marcus smiled modestly. "Just doing my job, ma'am." What he didn't know was that the woman he'd just rescued was Victoria Langford, the powerful CEO of Langford Industries. And this encounter would change both of their lives forever. The next few days went by in a blur for Marcus. To him, that night in the elevator was just another moment where he did what any decent person would have done. He didn't brag or even mention it much, not to his coworkers, not even to his sister. But rumors had their own way of spreading. By Monday morning, almost everyone in Langford Tower had heard about the janitor who saved the CEO. Some clapped him on the back in the break room, others gave teasing grins, whispering, "You're famous now, hero." Marcus just laughed it off, embarrassed. "I'm no hero," he'd say. "I just did what needed doing." But while Marcus tried to move on, Victoria Langford couldn't. The night of the elevator incident kept replaying in her mind, the darkness, the fear, and then that calm voice telling her everything would be all right. She had built her empire by being strong, composed, and always in control. Yet that night, she'd been vulnerable, and it wasn't her money or power that saved her, but a man most people in her building never even noticed. She asked her assistant, Paige, to look into Marcus's file. "Find out everything you can about him," she said quietly. When Paige returned with the details, Victoria was taken aback. Marcus Turner, age 34, employed as a janitor for 4 years. Single father, widower, no disciplinary record, always on time. He worked nights so he could take care of his daughter during the day. Victoria sat back in her chair, her heart tugged by something she hadn't felt in years, compassion. "He risked his safety for me," she murmured. "And he doesn't even know how much that meant." 2 days later, Marcus was cleaning the lobby when his radio crackled. "Turner, the CEO wants to see you in her office." Immediately, he froze mid-mop, confused. "The CEO," he repeated. He thought maybe it was a misunderstanding, Maybe she wanted to file an incident report about the elevator. But as he rode the elevator up, ironically the same one he'd rescued her from, his palms began to sweat. When he entered the top floor office, the view alone took his breath away, glass walls overlooking the entire skyline. Victoria stood by the window, her posture graceful yet approachable. "Marcus," she said, turning to face him with a smile that surprised him. "I've been meaning to see you." He nodded respectfully. "Ma'am, I hope everything's all right with the elevator." "It's fine now," she said. "But I called you here for something else." She gestured for him to sit. "You saved my life, Marcus. That night, I realized something. Success doesn't mean much if you lose your humanity along the way." Marcus blinked, unsure what to say. Then she slid a sleek folder across her desk toward him. Inside, he saw papers, and at the top, his daughter's name, Amara Turner. Victoria smiled gently. "That's a full scholarship for your daughter, tuition, books, everything covered. And this," she added, handing him another document, "is a promotion. You'll be head of facilities maintenance. Better pay, full benefits." Marcus stared at her, stunned. His voice caught in his throat. "Ma'am, I don't know what to say." Victoria met his gaze. "Just say yes, Marcus. You earned it." Marcus sat frozen in the chair, staring at the papers in his trembling hands. His mind raced, trying to make sense of what was happening. A scholarship for Amara, a promotion, it felt like a dream, one he didn't deserve. "Ma'am," he began softly, his voice unsteady, "I really don't know if I can accept all this. I just did what anyone would have done." Victoria shook her head, her tone gentle but firm. "No, Marcus, not everyone would have done what you did. Most people would have waited for help or walked away. You risked your safety without hesitation, not because you wanted recognition, but because it was the right thing to do. That kind of heart, it's rare." Marcus swallowed hard. He looked down at the scholarship letter, Amara's name printed neatly across the top. His little girl, who dreamed of becoming a doctor, who loved reading by the window, who believed her daddy could fix anything, finally had a chance at the kind of life he had always prayed for her. His eyes glistened with tears he tried to hold back. "You have no idea what this means to us," he said quietly. Victoria smiled. "Maybe I do. You see, Marcus, I built this company from nothing. But somewhere along the way, I forgot why I started, to help people, to make a difference. You reminded me of that." When Marcus left her office that day, the sky outside had cleared, and the city glowed under the late afternoon sun. He looked up at the towering building, the same one he used to clean floor by floor, and felt something new stir inside him, hope. That evening, when he picked up Amara from his sister's house, he couldn't stop smiling. "Daddy, what's going on? Why are you so happy?" she asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. He knelt down and handed her the envelope. "Because, sweetheart, you're going to a new school. A really good one. Someone gave us a miracle today." Amara gasped when she saw the school's name. "This is the one with the big library and science labs," she exclaimed, jumping up and down. Marcus laughed, tears of joy escaping his eyes as he hugged her tight. "Yes, baby, that's the one." Over the following weeks, everything began to change. Marcus started his new job, now supervising the cleaning staff he used to work beside. He still rolled up his sleeves, still greeted everyone by name, and still kept that humble smile. To him, the title didn't matter, only the chance to give his daughter a better future did. One afternoon, Victoria watched from her office window as Marcus walked across the courtyard, holding Amara's hand. They were laughing, her little backpack bouncing behind her. A soft smile touched Victoria's face. Sometimes, she whispered to herself, the people who change our lives forever are the ones we least expect. That night, as Marcus tucked Amara into bed, she looked up and said, "Daddy, do you think angels are real?" He smiled, brushing her curls from her forehead. "I do, baby girl. Sometimes they don't have wings, sometimes they just wear work boots."